Welcome to the city of Machi Koro. I'm April from Your Turn Gaming, and today we are going to be learning how to play Machi Koro. We'll talk about the game components, the setup, how to play, and what the winning conditions are. Come join me as we dive into this city. So let's talk about the game setup. Each player will take their starting cards. If you notice, I have a set of a wheat field and a bakery. Each player will take one of each of the cards like this, and they will put it into their play area, just right in front of them. Next, they will also take a set of landmark tiles. And you'll notice these are landmarks because they have the construction symbol on the back of the card. So you lay each one of them down right in front of you as well, face down. So this would be the face up side, and then this would be the face down. So you're gonna lay them in front of you. And whatever cards you start with that you don't need, you're just gonna be putting them back into the box. So then you're gonna set up the supply. As you can see here, I have 3 rows of 5. So I have 15 cards in my stacks face up. And I have placed them in order from 1 to 12. So I put them all in number order just to start. Last part of the setup is you're gonna give each person 3 coins from the bank, and they're going to keep that into their play area. And then at random, you would just determine who is going to be the start player, and then you get started. So let's talk about some things that you can do on your turn. There's 3 phases to each player's turn. You will first roll the dice, then you'll earn an income, and then last you will build one of these wonderful establishments. So as I said, first you would roll the dice. At the start of the game, you will only roll 1 dice. It's not until you build the first landmark, which is the train station, that you'll be able to roll the second dice, or have the option to roll the 1 or 2 dice. The second part of it is you will then earn your income. After you roll the dice, you and everyone else will earn income based on your establishment. So let's do a practice round so I can show you what this means. So as I mentioned, I would start with just 1 dice. I'd roll my dice, and I rolled a 5. So I look at my number on my cards. At the top are the activation numbers. And I notice I have a 1, 2, 3. I don't actually collect anything for those cards to start with. So what that would mean is then I would move to the next part, which is the earn income. So I don't have anything there. I can't earn anything. So the last phase is I'm going to build. You start the game with 3 coins, and then you're going to look at the coins on each of the cards. Each one has a value. And so you're going to determine which one you want to purchase based on that. My personal recommendation is I like to start with a lot of the blue ones, because the blue ones are taking effect on anyone's turn. So if you notice on each of the cards, it says for the blue cards, which are the primary industries, anyone's turn, meaning whenever anybody rolls the dice, you collect on that. The green cards, which are the secondary, says your turn only, meaning you can only collect when you're the person rolling the dice. Then you have the red ones, which are the restaurants. This one you would collect on an opponent's turn, meaning if somebody else is rolling the dice, I can collect it if I have that particular number, and I can collect coins from them. And then last are the purple ones. And these ones are on your turn only. So you do have to be careful when you're rolling the dice. You want to make sure that you're getting a good variety of cards. So with my 3 coins, I'm going to start this turn, and I'm going to purchase the forest. So then what I do is I just move it and put it in my supply. And then it would be the next person's turn on the left. So then they too would roll the dice. And so they rolled a 3. I look at my card and it says get 1 coin from the bank, your turn only. So I don't actually collect anything for that turn. And so then the play continues in that fashion. Now, as I mentioned, each card has an activation order. So when you are having to go through your turn, you actually have to do certain cards first before you can move on to collect coins for yourself. Let me show you a good example. So let's just say that in my hand, I have now purchased the cafe and I have it in my turn. And let's say that my opponent rolled the 3. It says take 1 coin from the active player. So if it's somebody else's turn, they now have to pay me 1 coin for this particular card. If they don't have money, I actually can't collect anything for it. So then I'm kind of out of luck. So you have to keep that in mind as you're choosing your cards. And as I mentioned, you can choose to build different buildings, but you do not have to. You may purchase an establishment or a landmark. If you get enough coins now to build your landmark, this is the winning condition in order to win, because whoever builds all 4 of their landmarks, that's the person that's actually going to win the game. So the game ends immediately once that last one is built. Now, you do not have to build any of the landmarks in a particular order, but it may be advantageous for you to build some of them in a particular order. For example, the train station, once you have built it and activated it, you pay the cost of the card, which is 4 coins. It says you may roll 1 or 2 dice. So once you activate that, you're actually now able to roll both dice. Now let's say, for example, I want to buy another wheat field. I'm allowed to do that. I can pay my 1 coin when it's my turn into the bank. And if you do purchase something that you already have another copy of, you are totally allowed to do that. And what you would do is you would place it on top of the other card. So one special rule is you may choose to have more than one of the major establishments, but they have to be different ones, meaning you can't have a copy of the same one. You have to have one of the different ones. So you could have like 1 business center, 1 stadium, 1 TV station, that's fine. But you can't have 2 TV stations in your stack. Another thing that's important to know on this game is when you are building certain landmarks, they have different abilities. On this landmark, you'll notice that there are symbols on the card. It says your teacup or coffee cup and bread establishments earn 1 coin when activated. So meaning if you look at the cards, and you'll notice on each of the cards there is a symbol right next to what it is. So the bakery, for example, has a picture of the bread, and the cafe has a picture of the coffee cup. What that's saying is your coffee cup and land and bread establishments earn 1 coin when they're activated. So on my roll, if I roll a 2 or a 3, for example, I would get an extra coin for each one of those. So that's kind of a bonus that some of these cards do. And that's for the whatever is in your play area cards that you've already purchased. Now let's say, for example, my opponent is going to collect money from me. Let's say that they have a restaurant and they are trying to pay me, but they don't have enough money. As I mentioned earlier, the game goes in a counterclockwise fashion when you are actually having to pay somebody. So if I was having to pay players, I would pay the player to my right if I'm having to pay them. If I don't have enough money, say I have enough to pay 1 person, I would pay them their 2 coins. But if I only have 1 left, I do have to give that 1 coin to the other opponent that I do have to pay. Now, when it comes to the next turn, if I've already paid them and I now can collect for my other industries, I would then collect my coins. Now, once I collect my coins, I'm not required to actually pay these coins that I just got to that player. I pay them what I can, and then that's it. So that's an important rule to remember in this game. So it is important to note that when you're playing cards that activate first, the red restaurants activate first if you owe that player money, and then would be the blue card and then the green cards, and then the purple cards are the last ones that activate in that order. So then, as I mentioned, once all of your landmarks have been turned over, you win the game and the game ends immediately. It's very much that simple. And that is Machi Koro. I hope you enjoyed visiting our busy little town today. I hope you found this video helpful to some degree, maybe a clarification of certain rules. And if you did enjoy the video, I hope that you would give it a thumbs up, as it really does help out the channel and it helps me as a creator know what I'm doing good and I'm doing not so good on. Please subscribe if you are new to the channel, as I do videos like this all the time on various board games. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. There's more games out there. We're gonna go play them. Now that you've finished watching this video, be sure to check out our other videos. Please also like the video, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the gaming fun. There's more games out there. Let's go play them.